As we are reading this story, we're going to think about two things. We're going to think about the setting of the story. Does anybody know what setting means?
Where it is. Where it is.
Yeah, so Nate said too. It's where it is.
The beach.
This happens to be the beach. We already know that. And it's also when it is. I'm pointing to my wrists because I'm pretending I have a wristwatch on. So a setting, we're going to use some hand signals to help us remember, Nate. Are you ready? A setting is where it is and when it is. Let's do that one more time. A setting is where it is and when it is. That's our setting. And then the other thing we want to think about today are the characters. Bryce, what are characters?
Characters are people who are in a story or in a movie, and one character is called the main character, was mostly in every single scene.
Boy, that is an excellent explanation of character. So the character is who is in the story. As we read this book, we're going to be thinking about the setting and the characters. Good job. Okay, so what is the setting of this story? Bryce?
At the beach.
So they're at the beach. That's the where. When does this story happen?
In the daytime.
It's in the daytime. Do you think it's a long, long time ago, or maybe kind of around now, or is it in the future?
Kind of around now.
Kind of around now. How do we know that this story happens at the beach, and how do we know it's kind of around now? Go ahead, Colby.
Because it's summer and you wouldn't go swimming in the fall or the winter. It would be too cold.
Right, and we can see right here, what are they doing on these 2 pages?
Swimming and splashing.
Swimming and splashing. So we call that evidence from the text. We know from the evidence in the text that it's summer because they're swimming in the water outside. You would not be swimming in the water outside if it was winter, I don't think, would you?
No, it would be freezing cold.
Yeah, do you ever go swimming in the winter, Nate, outside?
No.
Me either. Me either. So we know. How do we know that it's present day, kind of around now, and not a long, long time ago or in the future? How do we know that? Can we find some evidence to show us that? Let's go back to page 5. Take a look at that picture and see if we can answer this question a little bit more. Nate, what do you see on page 5?
They just got there.
They just got there. What do they look like? What do the people look like? How are they dressed? What are they carrying?
They're in their swimsuits. They're all
They're all ready.
ready.
Bryce, their clothes and what they're carrying, are those things that you usually see when you go to the beach? Do you see people who look like that? Can you tell me that? Does this look like people that you might see at the beach today?
Yes.
Yes, they wear sunglasses and bathing suits and shorts. They're carrying chairs. Nate?
I'm going to the pool today.
You are going to the pool today.
Might.
You might. And when you go to the pool today, do you think that the people will look kind of like that? They think they'll be carrying a cooler and chairs and those things that you see there? Can you say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we know that the evidence in the text is the pictures that show people that look pretty much like people look today. So we know it's kind of around present day. That's evidence in the text that tells us that the setting is now. And we know it's at the beach because it's called at the beach, right? So who is in this story so far? We're on page 9. Who have we seen so far? Who are the characters?
Mom.
A family.
A family. Well, who's in the family?
Mom, Dad, and the little boy.
How many characters is that?
3.
3. So we have 3 characters so far, Mom, Dad, and the little boy. Who is telling the story? Bryce?
The little boy.
How do we know the little boy is telling the story? Can you show me in the text where you know that the little boy is telling the story?
Because on page 8, he says, on page 9, Mom and Dad swim.
And what does it say on page 8?
I splash in the salty sea.
Excellent.
So his mom and dad, there's not a narrator in the story. He's telling this story based on the words.
Bryce did a really great job, didn't she, Nate? So on page 8 and 9, we can see it right here. It says, I swim in the salty sea. And he's talking about himself. And then he says, Mom and Dad swim, and it shows the mom and dad. So we know the boy's telling the story, and these are his parents, his mom and dad. Very good. Shall we read to the end of the story, see what happens to the boy and his family?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and read to the end of the story and see what happens to our characters. Who's the main character of this story? Bryce.
The little boy.
The little boy. So I'm just going to write boy.
The crab is waving.
Is the crab a character, do you think?
Yeah.
Crab's kind of a character, so we'll write that. Who are some other characters in our story? Colby.
The little boy's new friend.
The boy's new friend. Who are some other characters in the story? Bryce.
Mom.
Whose mom?
Little boy's mom.
The boy's mom. Who else?
Camden.
Who?
And the...
Oh, mom and so his dad as well. Do we have any other characters?
And new friend's mom.
The friend's mom. Right. Is that all of our characters?
Yes.
I think it is. And we know this is our main character. And how do we know this is the main character?
Because he's
in every page.
He's pretty much in every page. And who's telling the story?
him.
Anytime somebody's telling the story, they're usually the main character. If they're in the story and they're telling the story using words like I and me, they're usually the main character. Colby, can you tell me what happens in this story? Tell me the main idea of the story first. What's it mostly about?
It's mostly about when he's going to the beach.
Who's he going to the beach with?
His mom, his dad.
So the story is about a little boy who goes to the beach with his mom and his dad. Bryce, can you tell me some details about the story? What happens when the boy goes to the beach?
He has fun.
He has fun. And what does he do to have fun? Nate?
He makes a new friend.
He makes a new friend. What else does he do to have fun? Go ahead, Bryce.
Build a sandcastle.
He built a sandcastle. What else did he do, Colby?
He splashed and swam in the water.
Splashed and swam in the water. What else does he do, Nate?
He searched for treasure.
He searched for treasure. Let's talk about some of the characters. I would like to talk about the parents in this story. Who are the parents in the story?
The friend's mom.
Friend's mom is a parent.
The little boy's dad.
The little boy's dad.
Boy's mom.
And the boy's mom. So these three people are all parents. You guys have parents, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And do your parents worry a lot about you?
Yes.
Yeah.
They do, right? They want to keep you safe all the time? So let's go back and look through the story. Can you find some times when the parents in the story might be worried about what's happening? Oh my goodness, look what Nate found on page 20.
I found something on page 17.
So we have 17 and we have 20.
Oh yeah. I mean 16.
Oh, 16. And this one is 20 to 21. So we're finding examples of when the parents are worried. Bryce, tell us what's happening on pages 16 and 17.
The dad is worrying that his son is going to have no ice cream because his ice cream is melting.
Oh, look what Bryce found. See what's happening to his ice cream? What's happening, Nate?
It's falling off. And I found another one.
Good. We're going to get to that in just a second. So what is the dad doing, Colby, when that ice cream's falling down?
He's trying to catch it so he doesn't get upset.
Yeah, he's worried that he'll lose his ice cream. Parents worry a lot. So we can find evidence in the text of what a character is feeling. And you found another example, Nate. Which one? Do you want to look at 20 and 21?
I found this one.
What page is that?
This one.
Oh, 22 and 23. That's a really good example of somebody worrying. Can everybody turn to pages 22 and 23? And what do you notice here? Whose legs do you think these are?
The families.
The families.
Whose legs are these?
Those little boys.
These are the little boy's legs, and these bigger legs are probably his parents. And what are they doing?
Running from the crab.
Why are they running from the crab?
Because they don't want to get snapped by them.
Right, so the parents are worried that the crab will bite them, and they help the boy run away. Oh, let's look on pages 14 and 15. Colby, would you read those pages for us, please?
Her mom yelled for more sunblock. We say goodbye.
Tell me what's happening on those two pages. Can I have that pencil, please? Thank you.
Mom doesn't want her girl to be sunburned, so she's yelling to put some more sunblock on.
And so why is he waving goodbye?
Because he's going to go back to his parents.
Okay, so the mom is worried that her child is going to be sunburned and she wants to get some sunblock. Very good job. We can find evidence in the text of what a character is feeling. We can look at the words and the pictures to find evidence of what characters are feeling. You guys did a great job doing that. You guys did an excellent job reading this story. You remembered that good readers understand the main idea. They can recall lots of details from the story. They understand who characters are. They understand the setting is the when and the where of the story. They find out what characters are thinking and feeling throughout the story. You all did a nice job. Thank you very much.